What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Bob Arum. Bob Arum says it's Miller time's up. Bob Arum slams Jarrell Miller over attempted murder after failed drug test and drops shamed boxer from top-ranked promotions. Okay, wow. Okay, legendary U.S. promoter Bob Arum has taken Jarrell Miller's failed drug test as being like attempted murder. For the second time in a year, the American heavyweight tested positive for a banned substance and was pulled from a card. Okay, Miller blew his big chance in becoming a world champion when he tested positive for the human growth hormone (EPO) and GW 15-16 ahead of the fight against Anthony Joshua. Big Baby Miller was, of course, scheduled to make his comeback July 9th against Jerry Forrest. But performance-enhancing drugs showed up in another test and the bout was pulled. Now, top-ranked boss Arum, who offered Miller his last chance, okay, has admitted that he won't work with the boxer ever again. Okay. Wow. Bob Arum said this out of his own mouth. I look at it this way. If a fighter takes performance-enhancing drugs getting ready to participate in a fight, then I look at it as attempted murder. If he somehow invaded the test, he would go in the ring and seriously compromising his opponent, and I believe that would be attempted murder. Arum, who described the 31-year-old as stupid, added, "It's up to the commission to determine the penalty, and I believe that it'll either be a multi-year or life ban. If he isn't banned for life, then I believe it'll be a multi-year suspension. And if you're asking me if I'd continue my contract with him, the answer is not on your life." Jarrell Miller will never fight again on top-ranked card. Okay. That's a dumb and done deal for Jarrell Big Baby Miller. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not really surprising because Bob Arum is protecting the integrity and the reputation of his company. You know, if it's a multi-year ban, let's say Jarrell Miller wants to come back when he's, say 33. He still can't come back. He still won't Bob Arum won't deal with him. And if Bob Arum won't sign him, does that mean if someone signs him, someone's bold enough, daring enough, graceful enough to sign him, will that mean Bob Arum, if he's, God willing, he's still alive at that time, kicking and breathing, will he even participate in a fight that involves him on it? Because he could sign with someone else, some other new promoter, right? Because he's still an undefeated fighter, people. And they took him on. They were brave enough to do so. And then Bob Arum has a fighter. Do you think Bob will even consider his fighter fighting Jarrell Miller? But again, Jarrell Miller brought it all on himself, people. This is expected. This is not really surprising, The attempted murder part, I could get that because, you're punching somebody in the face. You're inflicting pain, and if you need drugs to prepare you for that, to give you an edge, so be it. However, okay, let's look at it this way. We can't do nothing about what the commission does, but I don't think it really matters what the commission does at this point. And I'm going to tell you why. Even if the commission bans him for a year, I think the real damage it done to him is his reputation, because nobody really wants to take him on, because that's world news, people. People heard about that from across the pond because Jarrell Miller got in the spotlight and then got found out about when he was at his biggest opportunity platform, okay? When he had his biggest elevation, he was caught red-handed with drugs in his system. Now, Jerry Forrest, I believe his name is, a guy I never heard of, he got popped again. So that followed him. So it's not really, hey, the commission will fine you, or the commission will, do this to you or whatever. That has nothing to do with it. The people that he needs to get these fights with don't want to work with him. So in other words, he got blackballed anyway, So I feel bad for him in that respect. But then again, how stupid could you really be to take drugs again? You should be the last person on earth with drugs in your system. And you are responsible for what goes in your body anyway, so nobody really cares. Because everybody that gave him a second chance, okay, maybe Eddie Hearn didn't want to do that because he was still bitter about it, because it still is fresh, people. Okay? A year ago, you did this a year ago, then history is repeating itself. So, but to counterpunch that, I do believe that people that takes in performance enhancing drugs or banned substances, I think there's things that's not on that list that people are still taking. People are doing whatever they can for an edge in this sport. The sport that I love, that I hate so much. It's things that people don't know about yet, that is off that banned substance, that could be more dangerous than what he had in his body. Even though he had the creme de la creme of drugs in his body, let's be real. He had that good shit. He had that dangerous stuff, okay? But there are still things out there that give fighters edges. So that tells you fighters will do anything that makes them feel like it's going to help them. Because that's really, at the end of the day, it gives you a psychological edge just by taking something that you think helps you. Okay, not meaning that it does, because it doesn't guarantee a win, but it definitely guarantees that you're cheating. So it's good. It's bad for Jarrell Miller. His name is Mud. Bob Arum, again, I think he said that just to protect the integrity of Top Rank, because what people don't understand about Top Rank right now, Top Rank is being put through the ringer with slander. And let me explain. Floyd Mayweather has came out along with other channels on YouTube and said that Top Rank is a dirty fighter promotional company, with Luis Resto and Antonio Margarito, and then people are trying to throw Fury under the bus for cheating, right? So if they let Jarrell Miller go and get off and then re-sign Jarrell Miller, they will then have the reputation of having dirty fighters, or accepting or tolerating dirty fighters on their roster. And I think Bob Arum is saying, enough is enough. We have clean fighters over here, and Jarrell Miller's ass is grass. So it's you expect this, okay? It's expected for that guy to be dropped from Top Rank. We seen that coming. I'm like, who wouldn't drop him? Eddie Hearn stopped dealing business with him, and he called Eddie Hearn a hypocrite. Then he had the nerve to get busted again with Bob Arum. Okay? If you got fired from Walmart for stealing, okay, then you go to Kmart and then you get caught for stealing, where else you gonna go? And that's the only two departments in town, only two jobs in town that you can work at, right? But it's bad. It's bad for Jarrell Miller. I don't know where he's going to go from here. Bob Arum just really made it official of how he feels and where Jarrell Miller stands with his promotional company altogether. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Bob Arum's statements being attempted murder. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.